Welcome, race fans, to ETV's live coverage of Thursday Night Thunder right here. It's week 4 tonight. We're going to be in the High Banks Daytona. And yes, that is the newly configured Daytona, what the big boys out there playing on this week in speed weeks. A lot of new changes to that. I mean, the track's different. It used to be back in the day, if you recall, if you ran the old style, you remember, man, you come down the bottom of the track in Daytona, and it's like Jerry McGrath going over the whoop section in Supercross or something, man. That's gone. You don't have to wear a mouthpiece to run this track anymore, worrying about chipping your teeth. It's smooth, just like Talladega. However, it's still got that character, unlike Talladega, where it really narrows out as they come out of the corners. There's definitely going to be enough room out there for 3 wide, and sometimes even hold your breath 4 wide moments, maybe. But it does definitely narrow up a little bit more in Talladega for sure. The front stretch of Tri-Oval is definitely just as treacherous as it's ever been in the past. Looking forward to big things tonight. It's going to be a moment before we can get in this server. So real quick, want to recap last week. Last week we were at Darlington, and it was the Kingpin duo of Brad Mayer and Brian V. Macklin. Man, they tamed the Lady in Black as they put on a clinic and led, I believe it was 96 of 100 laps combined. It was Brad Mayer, though, leading the most important one right there at the end of the race and taking the win. But we'll be looking for those guys tonight. Not sure who all we're going to have tonight. There's a lot of things going on here with the Daytona 500 races or whatnot. So we'll see what kind of field we got here tonight here momentarily. But yeah, and also we haven't been covering the official standings for the B car to this point in this season so far. We're going to go ahead and pick that up next week since we'll be a third of the way through the season after tonight. But just so you know, leading the way right now is actually Jeffrey Parker. And right behind him, a winner from 2 weeks ago, Brandon Bowie, who won at Dover. He's sitting second in points right behind Jeffrey Parker. Both of those two drivers do have 4 weeks scored thus far. The leader of the guys that only has 3 weeks scored thus far is actually John Button, sitting back in 9th place right now, and definitely within striking distance. So we'll be looking for all 3 of those guys tonight, and expecting big things. I mean, we got the 2-car tango in full effect too, so that's going to be interesting. It's really going to be all about dancing partners tonight. You can control your own destiny a little bit playing the draft, but when it gets right down to the nitty-gritty, you're going to need a dancing partner for sure. So while we go ahead and try and get loaded into this thing and see who we got in the field, let's take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Get you graded up right after this. All right, race fans. So here we go. We're in the server now. We're gonna have 21 drivers tonight, and seeing a lot of familiar faces in here, or familiar cars and drivers rather, that was been here on ETV before. Just was speaking about Jeffrey Parker being your points leader for the official beat car standings. He's going to be in this race tonight in the 4 car, as well as John Button, who I mentioned is the race leader or points leader rather of the guys who don't have 4 weeks scored. The only the top of the guys who only have 3 weeks counted to this point. He'll also be in the race tonight, as well as our defending ETV champion Armando Vargas. He's going to be starting on the front row as well in the 9 car. So we got big things going on, man. It's gonna be a pretty exciting race. 60 laps out here tonight on the High Banks Daytona. And before we get these things gridded up here real quick, national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Do what? You hear me plugging away over here?
All right, awesome edition national anthem right there. You know what that means. It's time to get this thing rolling. AJ, man, let's go ahead and take these guys through this grid. Up front, number 1 car, Brandon Hawk with a blazing 49.497. Outside him is going to be that number 9, Armando Vargas.
And starting third, Jesse, we got Jeff Dukehart, and starting fourth, we got Jacob Schneider.
Ryan Rudy in 12 car going to start inside third row, back there in 5th place. Outside him, the number 11, Wendell James.
Starting seventh, we got Dwayne Vincent, and eighth, we got Wes Wiedemann.
Back there in the 5th row, man, your points leader for the official B car standings right there, Jeffrey Parker, that number 4 car going to start off 9th. Outside him, right out the top 10 is going to be that number 6, Ron Hart.
Yep, starting 11th in the 7, Richard Hillenberg, and that Drive to End Hunger car, and John Button in the 8.
Larry Scott Jr. in the 10 car going to start 13th place. Outside him, the number 13 of Scott Donahue.
Starting 15th, we got William Dick, and I believe ETV broadcaster Michael Keaton there, starting 16th.
Michael Keaton sporting Batman colors, man. How cool is that? Back there behind him in the next row, Bob Grooms, the 17 car, going to start 17th. The 18 car, Kevin Walter, going to start right outside him in 18th. Joe Antonio, Thomas Fail, and Adam Brown, the rest of your field right there, 19th, 20th, and 21st respectively. Pace cars in, about to get this thing underway right here real quick. Newly configured Daytona, official B-car racing, Thursday Night Thunder, bad boy, can you feel it? Crank it up for him one time, brother. All right, bad boy. Thanks for the sights and sounds, man. I tell you what, partner, AJ, they're already starting to pair it up. You can see it, man. He's got some guys moving around right now. The 2 and the 9 have been working together. That's Dwayne Vincent now in the middle row right there. Is the 9 of Armando Vargas moves to the outside. Here we go, 3 wide up front. Oh my goodness, it's getting good already, partner. Oh my.
Yeah, Jesse, Daytona at its best, man. 3 wide, first couple laps here, and the 2-car tandem that everybody's been talking about looks like it's happening right up there at the front. The 5 and the 1 and the 15 and 9.
Yeah, old 12-car Ryan Rudy, he was like, womp baba loo baba, womp bamboo right there in the middle, man. He said, enough of that sucker hole. He moves back to the inside line, still sitting on the outside lines. That 9 and the 15, that's Armando Vargas and Jacob Schneider working together. And, yeah, man, I would give a shout-out to, we got our pit reporter, been broadcasting with me Sunday nights, The Road to Pro. JD the Cowboy Webb, man, he's going to be doing our pit report tonight. He's got a bunch of awesome trivia questions and more giveaways from Viper Technologies. So look forward to that. But right now, man, I tell you what, the action on the racetrack's pretty good, and it's going to be, you know, it's going to be like if you can 2-car tango, you can get out there. But I've been hearing a lot about overheating throughout the week, listening to drivers. So you got to be kind of careful about it. You know, you're going to have to do a little bit of swapperoo, or if it's easier, you know, fall back a little bit right now. And you're kind of seeing that. You see these guys going to get paired up together right now, like our leaders, Brandon Hawk and Jeff Ducard up front there. They're nose to tail working right now. But some of our other pairs back there that we're doing that have kind of broke away from each other a little bit. I think, you know, we're going to see it off and on, but when the going gets tough, we get down to the end of this race, and you get, you know, 2 to 3 to go, AJ, boy, these guys are going to be all over each other. And without the bumps out there to hinder their ability to stay connected, they can really make some speed out here in the high banks Daytona now.
Yeah, Jesse, you mentioned the high banks. I mean, you know, if you look at this 9, the 15, Armando Vargas and Jacob Schneider, they're trying the high side. They're hanging real well up there. If you can bump draft, it's more risky up there, but if you're really good at bump drafting, you got good setups, you can make up a lot of time on the field up there, and you can get to the front.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, you got these big steep banks, man. It doesn't. You see here, watching it on the TV. You know, we're watching these guys go around the track. It doesn't look so extreme. But when you're out there on the track and you run the top, just as you said, you got a good pusher and a guy out front. He's running a good solid line. When you come off of that transition out of turn 2, especially down the backstretch, it's like driving down a cliff. I mean, you get so much momentum driving down the hill up off the corner and down the straightaway that you really can't make hay. And you can see it now as the 9 and 15 are beginning to get up there, trying to get to the lead right now. Armando Vargas is trying to be the first one to strike, but so far, our pole sitter, Brandon Hawk, has led every lap to this point. And I'm going to go ahead and shoot it over to JD Cowboy Webb, man. He's got a trivia question out there for you guys.
Ho, Outlaw! Always a pleasure to be back in the saddle again with you tonight to a Thursday Night Thunder. Hey, we're here with Jason Lawson from Viper Technologies, and one more time, here's the deal. 4 questions up tonight, $25 gift certificate. You get the answer right, you might win it. I'll tell you what, question number 1's already up there and out there. In 1986, Jeff Bodine won the Daytona 500 for the first time. His team owner also celebrated his first win as well. Who was the team owner, Outlaw? I'll tell you what, the link is up there. Jason's got it posted. Get on over there, get the answer in. See if you can win one of those $25 gift cards from Viper Technologies, Outlaw.
Very cool, man. Very cool. We appreciate all of our partners, especially Viper Technologies. Big thanks, man. Definitely go check them out. And tell you what, man, I'm not great on the trivia. These head scratches been getting me. It had me stumped. But it's a very cool thing. Oh, the 12 of Ryan Rudy. Sorry. He just got a little bit of the apron down there, got below both of the yellow lines. We do have the double yellow lines here at Daytona now, and he crossed them both, got that car a little out of shape. 2-car of Dwayne Vincent gives him the room to gather it up. No harm, no foul. Everybody's going to drive away from that. But, man, I tell you what, that was a moment for Ryan Rudy right there, guys.
Yeah, Jesse, you know, first real scare of the race a little bit there. He's backed out, gathered it up, got it back going straight. And,
yeah, here comes Jeffrey Parker, the 4-car on the outside line with help. He's got Larry Scott Jr. pushing him. They hit the stripe side by side. I really couldn't tell you who led that lap right now, but right now it is the 4 of Jeffrey Parker on that outside line who's leading this race with help from the 10 of Larry Scott Jr. I'm not sure whether the 1 of Brandon Hawk has actually dropped back a bit. He's back there now working with the 14 of William Dick. But right now, I mean, I tell you what, Jeffrey Parker in that 4 and that 10 car, Larry Scott Jr., man, they muscled their way to the front. And look at the gap. Those 2 cars are working very well together right here, for sure. Now they're going to pull that swap-roo, partner. Like that I think that 4 car, or rather that 10 car, I think that engine took about all she could. Now you're going to see it. Here comes the closing rate. The 14 now charges to the outside with help from the 1, and they're going to go ahead and probably shoot on by right here. But I tell you what, that was a really clean swap by the 4 and the 10, man. They really pulled that swap nice and got their momentum going again.
Absolutely. We've got like a little 4-car battle here. 14 to 1, the 10 and the 4. I believe is the 10 and the 4. They look like they got the same type of colors. They must be teammates.
Yeah, I'm really not sure, but they are working very well together on that top side. Back behind him here, man, we had some 3-wide action going for a moment. Now the next pair trying to work their way up front here is going to be the 5 of Jeff Dukart running 5th. He's got the 13 of Scott Donahoe trying to work with him. Ryan Rudy kind of running in the middle. He's been trying to work with that 15, but they're having a tough time. Those two guys having a tough time getting hooked up. Now I'm seeing a 14 of William Dick. He's really dropping back, man. I mean, he's lost it. He's broke away from his partner up there. Looks like he's having some heating issues. He's dropping back in a hurry right now, partner.
Yeah, absolutely. Doing some testing here. It seems like Jesse 3 to 5 laps somewhere. If you're really tucked in, you're drafting all the way around the track. Seems to be about the point when you're going to have to switch. So we'll have to keep an eye on that through the race here tonight.
We had one car start from pit road. It's forgive me if I'm not saying this right, Joe and Antonio. Now going 1 lap down, you see him up there in that Oreo car on the top side of the track as the field's going to go ahead and jet on by. Oh, 3 wide, real close right there. 9 gets a little bit of a wiggle. He's going to catch it, though. Good save by that 9 car of Armando Vargas. But, yeah, man, partner, you're going to start from pit road. I get being safe, but you gotta have somebody to work with you if you're going to do that. You know what I mean? I mean, these guys are going so fast working together. Being out there by yourself, it really doesn't take long at all. Lap 10 of 60, and already the 19 goes 1 lap down. Unfortunate for that team.
Yeah, Jesse, the speed of the draft and the speed just out there riding by yourself. This track just you don't have much time at all. You got to count on a early caution for that strategy to work out for you. You won't be in the caution, but it's not a bad strategy to play.
It's all about friends at this track, you know what I mean? And Talladega, really, I mean, you get to this plate race, and it seems to me that it's really all about keeping some company, even if it's only one guy. I mean, before you really had to be in a pack. I mean, 2 guys really couldn't do what a group could do. But the way it is now, they got a little bit closer to the way it is in real life, and wow. Little swap-a-room going up here as the 1 looks like he's going to try and get by both these guys as the 10, the 4 move up the track. We got 1 now heading off the track. The 13 goes for a wild ride down the backstretch. He gets under the double yellow lines. There's no penalty for that in iRacing for passing below the yellow, but it wasn't a passing situation. He definitely got a little out of shape. I'm not sure how he got, he probably just caught a bad bump there coming out of turn 2, and it sent him down the inside of the track. But a fantastic catch, and so far we stay green, partner. I'm impressed. Yeah, these guys are doing a great job here early on.
And just yet, Jeffrey Parker and Larry Scott Jr. are definitely working together. That 1 car looked like he tried to steal his drafting partner, and he knew what he was trying to do, so he just pulled right back up there in front of his teammate.
The 1 has found help, though. Help has arrived in the form of that 5 car of Jeff Dukart. Man, I tell you what, I've seen this guy around a lot. He's great in these nationwide cars, and haven't seen him a lot on the plate tracks. But he's he's one of these guys that's really good in these nationwide cars, and someone you always got to look out for. And right now, he's got the pole sitter right in front of him. He's trying to get him back up there to lead us. Ooh, the 5 goes up the hill a little bit right there, and right now in front of the 15. 15's going to check up a little bit for the 5. Great heads up call, great heads up work right there by the spotter, and reaction by the 9 of Armando Vargas, who really was tucked in behind the 15 and could not see what was happening right there. You know what I mean? And was able to get that thing back down. So. Just talking about Jeff Dukart, man, he was looking real good working with the 1, and now he's kind of out there on the island of Moreau right now.
Yeah, back here a little ways back in the pack chest, we got the 13, the 7, the 14, the 21, and the 16. All I think they're just trying to figure out whose car is working best with who, and trying to figure out a way to get up to this front pack.
We got 3 guys back here doing the old Dale Jarrett strategy. That's Kevin Walter in 18th position, Bob Grooms in 19th, and Wendell James in 20th. Those 3 back there are about 12 seconds off of the leader, and they kind of look like they're they kind of look like they're just taking that slow and steady old school Dale Jarrett approach or Mark Martin approach, where they just kind of got to hang back this first part of the race and see if how things are going to shake out. I think they get to working with each other, they can probably make some good headway. JD, man, you got an update on trivia question for us, brother?
Absolutely. Tell you what, lap 15, slam that door shut, Jason. It's time to move on and get on to the next one. Tell you what, question 1 in the books here already. So if you didn't get your answer in, too late. We got another one coming up for you right now. I tell you what, Michael Waltrip is a celebrated NASCAR driver, and he's won the Daytona 500 twice. He's also an avid runner. In 2000, what other race did he participate in? I tell you what, you might have to Google that one up pretty hard. But I tell you what, he does enjoy doing some other kind of racing. So I tell you what, Jason, put the link back up there. This is question number 2, but we're only going to give you about 10, 12 laps for this one. 60 laps on the books here tonight, so we got to kind of hustle it up and shorten it up here a little bit. So I tell you what, the link is up there. Get after it there, Outlaw. Back to you, bud.
Yeah, real close call. Another real close call, this time with Jeff 2-car Nat 5-car, man. He, man, tire smoke coming off that car and everything. He really got that thing out of shape. I think him and another car might have made a little bit of contact. I caught out of the corner of my eye. Everybody keeps it going, man. We've had a lot of little close calls. These guys have all done a fantastic job of heads-up driving. Their spotters are doing a good job letting them, keeping them aware of what's going on around them. And, so we continue. But I tell you what, we've had some pretty close calls here, and that one was about as close as you can get to disaster. I mean, that 5-car was headed down the track, and so often, you head down the track here, and it's so easy for that thing to jerk back up the hill right in front of everybody broadside. And, Jeff Dugard was able to keep that from happening and save this field behind him, man.
Yeah, Jesse, a car I just seen on the move, he put 3 wide right up the middle. That's at 16. Michael Keaton, that Batman car. Pretty easy to spot. Batman was sneaking up there.
Yeah, he's got the utility belt out, and he's working with old Womp Baba Loobop, Womp Bamboo, Tutti Frutti Rudy. He's those two got up 12 to 16. They're up there on the outside, and I tell you what, that one car, man, he's getting passed around like a party joint. He can't find the right partner, but maybe he's found him now. Dwayne Vincent in that 2-car now, in that Tabasco car, he's spicing things up right there. He's working with that 1-car, and they're looking very, very good right here. So that may be maybe the dancing partner that the one's been looking for right there. Top 2 ranked drivers in the room working out front, leading this race, looking real good.
Yeah, Jesse mentioned Dwayne Vincent. A lot of drivers in this field. I know he's pretty good on these plate tracks. He's one of the ones I'd probably want to be running with too. He's got good speed, and he runs a lot of races, and that says a lot there. When someone runs a lot of races, that's somebody you want to look for.
Oh, absolutely, man. You just can't beat seat time, can't beat experience for sure. And I got to agree with you. I see Dwayne Vincent out there on the track a lot. Another guy I want to give a mention to right here, man, is John Bunton, dude. He's up there on that high side right now, that 8-car. He's moving to the lead. He's got help from, looks like the 6 on Hart. Those guys looking real good. John Bunton, he started a little deeper in this field. He's kind of been running around mid-pack, back middle of the pack. And they decide, okay, let's go ahead and see what we got. And these two have come to the front. John Bunton, as I mentioned earlier, he sits 9th right now in overall nationwide points in iRacing. However, he's only got 3 weeks scored, and he's less than 200 points out. I believe he's about 140, 160 points out, somewhere right in there. So, tell you what, man, John Bunton having a real good showing right here early on. It looks like and they're going to do the swaparoo now. That's John Bunton in the 8, Ron Hart in the 6. They're going to do the swaparoo back behind it. Brandon Hawks by himself right there in that 1-car, and he's going to come pulling on up there. And that's just the thing. I mean, you can get out there and you can do it. And these guys, they're going to do that a lot. They're going to see, okay, how long is it going to take to work our way up from X position? You know what I mean? And you're trying to figure out who's the guy that I can really work with later in this race. You want to find that out early on. But you can't sustain it. We keep seeing it. That's why we have so many lead changes. That's why it's so exciting. And, you want to pick this race, good luck. You got better luck heading down the grocery store trying to pick them Powerball numbers, because it's going to be like that to the end of this thing, man. And by the time we get to the end, should we stay green and not get a lot of cars tore up, there's going to be a lot of guys who have found a good partner and, and have some chemistry with, and they're going to look to, do big things at the end of this race. And really, I mean, everybody out here can do it. It looks to me like there's just about any pair out here can make it happen. So, as we work, we're on lap 21 right now. We're not even halfway yet, and we've already seen, I don't even know how many lead changes. Now we're about to see another one. The 2 with Dwayne Vincent on the top side. With the 3, Wesley been pushing, and partner, I got to tell you, I don't recall anybody taking the lead on the bottom of this race. I mean, they get to the lead, they move to the bottom. But the guys who jet on by with the big-time draft you talked about earlier, that top line being fast, seems to me that's where the duos are working the best. When they get up there in the middle groove or upper groove, they're really making good headways. Boy, you see that, the 20 of Thomas Fail sitting there in 4th place. It's a big wobble right there, right in front of that 6 car.
Oh yeah, Jesse, you mentioned about how the lines, how the lines work in the high side. It seems like you can be halfway up, halfway in the pack there on the high line. A couple cars hooked up, and when they start checking up on the bottom, that's when you make your move going up straight. And when you get in the turns, you can kind of pinch the cars down there, and that's how the top line prevails. But it's dangerous bump drafting up there in the turns, so you really got to watch it.
3 wide momentarily as the 14 gets hung out to dry. The 13 looks like a little swapperoo. The 14 and the 13 working together. Had to pull the swap. That allows the 1 car to shoot on through the middle. And so, yeah, I mean, and the 8 now, the 8 of John Button, he's dropped back again. So, I mean, we're going to trying to keep up with what's going on with this field is going to be very difficult. These guys are going to be doing a lot of moving around. That pair of Jeffrey Parker sitting 14th right now, Larry Scott Jr. running 15th right behind him, that pair has stayed together consistently. Those 2 cars definitely have not been doing a lot of swapping. They came into this thing looking like they're married. Okay, that they're not shopping around for dancing partners. Seems to me those guys came into this race with the intention to work together. They've gone to the front together. They've run the middle, and now they're kind of towards the back. But no matter where one goes, the other one goes with him. So right now, I mean, those 2 are definitely 2 we definitely going to want to keep our eye on for later in this race so they don't get in any kind of trouble. Because they flexed their muscle earlier when they wanted to, and they showed that they could definitely pull out there to the front and get a good little gap. How about Richard Hillenberg out there leading this race for the first time tonight? Oh, man. Bad boy, you got an update for us?
Yeah, that 1 car was drafting with our leader here, and he got a wicked bump draft there, Jesse. He got wicked loose and almost lost control of the machine. And now he's 3 wide with the 20, and they both going outside wall.
Yeah, bad wreck. We're going to have the big one here. Oh, the 4 involved. Oh, my gosh. The 1, the pole sitter, in big trouble. He's on his lid. He's doing the turtle shell boogie-oogie right now. And we got carnage out here coming out of turn 4. It starts in turn 3. And, yeah, it just looked like a bad decision by the 1 car right there. There just wasn't any room. And unfortunately, a lot of cars are going to get tore up in this one, guys. Bad boy. Did you get a look at that on the E-Play machine?
As Paul was saying, Jesse, like I said, we were just talking about him getting in trouble back there, and I'm not so sure he fully recovered from that, Jesse. You're going to see him door to door here with the 20 car coming into the turn here, and he's just going to slide up, and they're going to make contact right in the center. And these guys are going for one well of a ride, Jesse. There's a lot of cars involved in this. It looks like the 16. Wow, this is a 16 car, 20 car, Jesse. The 7 car. Oh, wow, there's about 10 cars involved in this.
Well, the good news is pace laps here take a long time, so the crews are going to have a lot of time to analyze the situation and work on these cars and get them fixed as best they can. The bad news is, obviously, air is important here. Aerodynamics, your body work is very important here. So yeah, I mean, there's definitely different levels of severity of damage on these guys. So we'll just have to wait and see. We still got a lot of great cars that actually were able to slip through there. I think the 4 Jeffrey Parker, I take that back. Looking at his car live now, he is in big trouble. Unfortunately for Jeffrey Parker, man, his car is hammered. The 8 of John Bunton looks like he gets through unscathed. I think he might have actually been in front of that when that happened. But at any rate, Cowboy, they're coming to you, brother.
You bet. I'll tell you what, they're all coming down. Larry Scott Jr., William Dick, everybody down there on pit road. I'll tell you what, I can hear the hammers coming out. A lot of work being done on a couple of them down here. I'll tell you what, there's a bunch of them going to get 4 skins and a bucket of oats and get them back out there. But I'll tell you, William Dick, fuel only for him as he pulls on out Armando Vargas, right side up and down, left side up and down. Like I said, 4 shoes for him, bucket of oats, and he's going to be on his way soon. But I'll tell you what, Hammers are still working on a few others back here down here on pit road.
Bucket of oats, man. I love it. That's awesome. Yeah, man. We'll have to keep tabs on how this is all going to work out with how many guys are tore up real bad and how many guys are going to be able to get these things fixed. It looks like there's not too many of them that actually are staying on pit road. The other big thing here is fuel. You know, I mean, this is close. This is really, really, really close. I do believe if this thing goes green the rest of the way, these guys can make it, but I think it's going to be super, super close, partner. What do you think?
Jesse, I think they're good. The fuel window is about 40 laps, just about 40 laps. So they're about 6 laps good right now.
Oh, okay, cool deal. Wasn't sure exactly what the situation was with that. Well, since these guys done a great job, I haven't had the opportunity, but since we got a caution now, I'm going to take a quick opportunity to get a few things off my chest for some of our special viewers and for all the rest of our viewers. First and foremost, I want to give another shout out. I do it every week, but I just can't stress enough the creativity, the innovative ability and genius of the bad boy John Wesling and the cowboy J.D. Webb and all the other guys who work their tails off here at ETV to bring the best sim racing broadcast experience to all the viewers. I want to say thank you to all the guys who enjoy our shows as much as we enjoy doing them. You guys are great. We love the support. And to the cat burglars out there, to the Muppet Show swagger jackers who want to take credit for things that they had no involvement in doing, and not so much as give a shout out to those who actually do the work. It's very shameful. So shame on you, and no matter how much you polish up a turd, you just remember, you're still going to wind up with doo-doo on your hands. And I think that Tuesday night was a perfect example of that. You can steal the toys, but that doesn't mean you know how to play with them. That being said, I'm not going to ruin the race with this. I'm not going to carry on. I just want to get a few things off my chest, and I want to let all the fans out there know we really appreciate your support. And for all the ETV soldiers out there, if you want to go and race some cane, do it as you see fit. And my opinions are my opinions. They do not reflect anybody else here at ETV. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I just felt like I'm not the type of guy to take the high road. Very disturbed by some of the things that have been going on. You know, a group of people should not be paid for another's work. It's just not right. And at the very least, I think a shout out would have been in order. I think that ETV has done a lot for the community, for the average racer. We don't just focus on the 1% here in iRacing. We focus on everybody, especially the guys that don't get an opportunity to get in broadcast very often. And those are the guys that I personally really appreciate doing broadcasts for. That's why I don't do league broadcasts. That's why I'm not involved in the upper echelon stuff. It's just, this doesn't interest me. So with that, I'm done with that. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back after these messages. All right, welcome back, race fans. Hey, Cowboy, you got some more trivia down there for us, brother?
Absolutely. I tell you what, slam the door shut on that last question there. We're going to move on here, but first of all, Wendy Bernard, the big winner for question number 1, $25 gift certificate for her, and atta girl Wendy. But I'll tell you what, question 4 coming out here in 1983, Cale Yarborough wins the Daytona 500. There were 59 lead changes, Outlaw, amongst 11 drivers before it was all over with. The 2011 Daytona 500 holds the record for the most amount of lead changes. How many of them were there? And I'll tell you what, Outlaw, this old cowboy, he'll saddle up and ride with you any day, any time, partner.
I appreciate it, buddy. Always a blast having you out there. Whether you're up in the booth hanging out, man, clam baking it with me, or you're down there on pit road huffing gas and checking tire treads, man, I always love having you with us, man. Well, we got Dwayne Vincent out here leading the way as the lights are out on the pace car. We're going to be going back green here momentarily. Wes Weedman going to be out there starting on that outside row in a 3-car. You got the 6 of Ron Hart starting on the inside line in 3rd place. Scott Donahoe hasn't made a lot of noise yet, man, but that's a sharp-looking car right there, partner. That 13 car, man, that's a nice-looking paint skin. And then round out your top 5, that 8 car, John Bunton. Don't see a scratch on that car. Looks like he got away clean. So, you know, really, we still got a lot of big players. I thought that wreck was a lot worse than it was, partner. We still got a lot of horses out here.
Yeah, Jesse, we still got more than half the cars with still, you know, not damaged cars. So we'll just have to see how this plays out. Main thing is a lot of dudes lost their drafting partners, some key drafting partners in that wreck.
Yeah, for sure. The 4 really took a big whack, and that leaves the 10 of Larry Scott Jr. kind of out there. But the pace car is in, green flag is out, 2 is off and away. Looks like the 3 is going to go ahead, and Wes Weedman's going to go ahead and pull back down there on the inside line, get in behind the 2. You got the front 4, 5 bunch of guys right there, single file. As a matter of fact, first runner we've got on the top side out there is going to be the 5 of Jeff Dukart with that 11 of Wendell James right there behind him. And I believe those 2, no, I checked that. I thought they were both RDR designs. I thought they were both teammates, but they're not. I tell you what, that 3 car, Wes Weedman, all over the back of that 2 car, Dwayne Vincent right now, man. Those guys are absolutely hooked up right there. They look like a pair of Legos. Now they get a little separated right there. A little bit of a wobble and get a little separated, but, man, you remember what it was like going through there, turn 1 and 2 or turn 3 and 4, or get down the bottom of them corners trying to push a guy, man. It was a nightmare, right? Man, I tell you, it just looks so much. I don't want to, you know, understate it and say that it's easy. What these guys are doing is definitely not easy. But it just looks to be so much easier than it used to be with the track being as smooth as it is now, right?
Yeah, Jesse, the track a lot smoother now. The way it used to be, you just go down there and, you know, you can't even, you know, you're holding the line, but it's just so violent. You know, it just really makes this place for long races. Just really makes this place a pain to drive on. And now that they've done this, you know, it seems more equal on the bottom, more equal on the top. Definitely the new pavement for NASCAR, I'm sure, for the drivers, the way to go, and for this, the way to go. But man, look at that 2 and that 3, that lead they got. They're gonna have to switch soon. That 3 probably about to overheat.
Yeah, dude, something happened with the 8 of John Bunton. He had a partner up there, and then, you know, I don't know. He just I think he dropped back to pick somebody else up. Maybe, I'm not sure, but. Man, he really dropped back in a hurry, did the 8 of John Bunton now, sitting back. It looks like about 9th, 10th place right there on that outside line. But I tell you what, you're absolutely right, man. Those front 2, they're looking really good right here. And right now, the 3 of Wes Weedman actually hanging off just a little bit. I mean, he's riding close, but he's not pushing it. Now he pulls back up to him, and they're going to start doing that 2-car tango once again. But look at the 6 of Ron Hart, man, all by himself. That's unfortunate for him. I believe that was the car who was working with the 8 of John Bunton. They got separated. So Ron Hart, he got a big gap right now between the leaders and himself and the guys behind him. But he's probably going to be a sitting duck here before too long. Now we're in the second half of this race, partner. We're working lap 32, 60, past halfway. You call it on fuel. The guys are going to be good to go from here should this thing stay green. And even if it does, I think a lot of your leaders, even if we got a caution, probably won't come down. This is not the kind of track where you're going to really need tires, especially. I mean, you didn't need tires before when the track was rough. And now it's smoother, you really don't need the tires. So look out for the 10. The 10 has found a new partner. He lost the 4. He can't work with the 4 no more, so he said, we'll stick with the 4. We'll stick with the 4 on the car. We'll go with the 14. That's William Dick. So the 10 to 14 are going to be your next best doers. They move into 3rd and 4th. JD, you got an update for us, brother?
Absolutely, down there on pit road. I tell you what, Jeff Parker's still sitting down there. They had the hood up and down and can't get the tires on and off like they can. But I tell you what, they're still beating on that car down there. Tons of sheet metal to have to pound out. Other news, Brandon Hawk and Richard Hillenberg back behind the wall in the holler and off to the barn, guys. So out of the race for tonight. But Jeff Parker in deep trouble already. I believe he's about to 6 laps down now, Outlaw.
Yeah, unfortunate, really unfortunate. Jeffrey Parker was one of them. Just wrong place, wrong time. He was one that looked real good. I had high hopes for him for sure tonight. The 12 of Ryan Rudy, another one. He just went, just goes another lap down to put him 2 laps down. That 12 car in big trouble. But real classy move as the field got to him. He just pulled down the inside of the track, off the racing surface under the yellow line, let the field go. It's a real classy move right there. But man, partner, you mentioned it a little bit ago after we got going here on this last restart. This 2 car and this 3 car, this is a tandem right here. These guys have put about 2.5 seconds, 2 3/4 seconds on our next group, really, which is pretty much the rest of the field. I tell you what, man, these dudes really got it going on right now, and if they can keep that, if they can keep that going without either one of them losing an engine, they could be tough to run down.
Yeah, Jesse, they got a really good lead right now, and they even got some breathing room. You know what I mean? They got time to switch. It's gonna take a good group up here, to run these guys down. If maybe they could keep pulling away. I haven't seen this all week. Somebody really pull away this far and stay out there. So we'll just have to see here next couple of laps, see if they can make it work.
Yeah, and those 2 up front, that front pair, those 2 were about 4/10 quicker than the next pair. So I mean they're really trucking along good. And right now your next group. Really, I mean, right now. I mean, it's really there's no distinct pair right now behind them. Right now, it kind of looks like pack racing. Ron Hart, John Bunton, Bob Rooms, all the rest of these guys are in this big group right here. This kind of looks like old style Daytona. You got a little pack race going on right here, and nobody's really able to break away at this point in time. 4 seconds now, partner. 4 seconds those front 2 have put on these guys as they run 47.7 last time by to 48.6. Yes, you heard me right. 1 second difference between our front 2 and the guys in the big group behind them. And that just goes to show you how strong a 2-car tandem can be. Is now the 6 and the 8 going to start to get together right here. That's Ron Hart in the 6 pushing the 8 at John Bunton to see if those guys can get away and get it going a little bit right here.
Yeah, Jesse, there's so much, they're back here, they're lifting, they're trying to find the right drafting partner, and they're lifting in the draft, and Wes Weedman, Dwayne Vincent, man, they was able to just hook up and drive away there.
But I just looked at the timing and just noticed something. The 19 car, the Orioles 19 car of Joe Antonio, we talked about him earlier, starting from pit road, going a lap down early on in the first 10 laps. No lucky dogs in iRacing. They still haven't figured out how to work that yet. So no lucky dogs. You got to take a wave around. Well, with the only caution of the race, the 19 car got his wave around. He is back on the lead lap. The question is, what's his fuel situation looking like? As he, oh boy, 19 to 14 about come together right there. Real close call. Real close call. I tell you what, he about dunked some Oreos into that 14th quarter panel right there. And now it's 5 seconds of counting, partner. 5 seconds for those lead 2. And it's your second pair is still the 8 of John Bunton leading the 6 of Ron Hart, but still losing time. They run 48.25 last time by to 47.5 for our leaders. Cowboy, what you got going on down there on pit road, brother?
Hey, dude, I'll tell you what, I had a huge mistake on that last trivia question. I actually announced question 4 over the air, but Jason put up question number 3. But question number 3, this was for you, Outlaw. In 2005, a snack food company printed edible trivia questions right on its product for the 47th Daytona 500. What company was it? I'll tell you what, we're going to slam the door on that one. That one's already been up there and posted, so if you hadn't had a chance to get after it, hey, it's too late now. So I'll tell you what, in a few more laps, we'll announce another one. Question number 4, of course, I already said it over the air, but we'll put the link to that one up here just shortly. And regarding the 19 car, Joe Antonio down here, guys, I'll tell you what, he should be coming down pit road shortly. I got to question the fuel strategy here, too, as he's got to be running on fumes here as we approach lap 40, guys.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it's just kind of the situation that they were in. They needed that lap back, and it was the only way to get it. So, oh, we got smoke on the track. I think we got trouble. Somebody's in trouble. 14 around. 14 around. I believe, yeah, caution's out on the racetrack. 14 in trouble. Not sure how he got there. So there you go. The 19's he's gonna get what he needed right there. And I don't think it started with the 14. I believe it started with the 16. The Batmobile. Oh goodness, I believe that's where it all is all going to start. Bad Boy, you get that on the ETV Rewind, buddy.
Let's see what happens here to the Batmobile. Jesse, it looks like he's right in the middle of the gap of these leaders here. That A car is going to come up. He's off pace. He tries to go to the high line here. I think you're going to see that might have been a little bit of warp too, Jesse, but it looked like he just came up and clipped that 16 a little bit. He's going to spin around like a bottle cap.
Boy, I tell you what, he really did. I'm really glad he was all buckled in right there because he could have flew right out of that window net. I'm telling you what, well, that car was spinning violently. And what a break. I mean, we're just talking about the 19. You know, what a break for him. But one man's trash is another man's treasure. It's not going to be a good deal for the for that car, that 16 car, Michael Keaton, who was already in trouble. Going a lap down right there, gets a little bit of contact. But, yeah, the 19, that Oreo car, man, what a break for him. As he's going to be able to now stand on the lead lap, come in and get the fuel he needs to make it the rest of the way. I don't imagine we're going to see really... I don't think we're really going to see any takers here, partner. I think for the most part, these guys are going to be content to keep their track position unless maybe they're in the back. But, yeah, I'd imagine if they're good on fuel, most of these guys will probably go ahead and stay out. What do you think?
Yeah, Jesse, at this point, 19 laps left. Track position is the key for that 2 and 3 car. They're definitely staying out, man. They want to try that two car hookup again. These guys, they got to get on it quick, and somebody's got to get up there and try to hook up and try to race those guys.
Yeah, no doubt, and really, I mean, it's unfortunate for Dwayne Vincent and Wes Weidman, the 2 and 3 you just mentioned them. Those guys had gotten out to nearly 6-second lead over the pack, and you know, I mean, it's kind of a situation there where, you know, they really showed their hand, and it was a strong hand. Let me tell you, it was a pimp hand. They were putting it down right there, but the rest of the field knows that now, and just like you said. You know, there's a lot of wheeling and dealing going on right now over the radios, I'm sure. Guys are trying to get it figured out right now. They know that from the drop of this green flag, they're gonna have to get it going. Now, the other thing to think about is, just like last time, the 2 will be starting on the inside, the 3 will be starting on the outside. You know, so somebody could come up there like the 11 car of Wendell James still be starting down there, or rather on the outside line. He could come in there. John Button in the 8 car going to be starting the inside line behind your leader in the 2 car. He might be able to get in there and kind of, you know, the start's going to be big. You know what I mean? If they can separate those guys early on, they might be able to truck away. But I tell you, nobody's been able to do it quite the way they were doing it. Speaking of the 2 of Dwayne Vincent and the 3 of Wes Weidman, really, they're the only 2 guys who have been that strong tonight that I can recall. So, you know, I don't know, man. I mean, we'll see. Definitely this is going to put a new face on this race, though, no doubt about it.
Jesse, if I'm the 8 of John Button and the 6 of Ron Hart, both starting behind them 2, the only way to separate them right now is to get on them and draft, bump draft them. Make them move out of the way, man.
No, absolutely, man. We're going to get down to business time here before too long. No doubt about it. Before we get to business time, though, let's take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back after these messages.
Dig. Hard as you can go all the way to the wall, dig, back to speed. Tires looked awesome too, bud, and then there at the end you were mowing down those guys pretty quick.
Alright guys, bearing down on your 20, hard and fast.
You've been doing an awesome job. We'll get us one tonight.
These cars pulled off. Flag, green flag. Hey dude, are you ready to rock and roll? If that's cool, then you need to do it over at HD Radio Network. HD Radio Network, 4 stations broadcasting 24/7 with everything from metal favorites to the 80s classic rock like legendary Leonard Skinner, Electric Light Orchestra, Foreigner, and bone-rattling, skull-crushing rock and roll on hard driving radio. And partnered with Nuff World Simulation Gaming, check out the HD Radio Network's Nuff Radio with Bear Factory, Stone Temple Pilots, Def Leppard, and a whole lot more. HDRadionetwork.com. Take your pick and rock your brains out, dude.
All right, welcome back, race fans. Now working lap 42, 43 this time at the stripe. We've got less than 20 laps to go. It's about to be business time. JD, you got an update down there on pit road, brother?
You bet. Update on the 14 and the 16-14. William Dick come back down pit road the second time along with Mike Keaton in that 16 machine. That's two that tangled back here, about lap 38 or so on that last caution. But tell you what, Bear Bond and Ball Peen Hammers coming out for both of them. 4 new shoes and a bucket of O's for each. They're back out on the track.
Boy, I tell you what, the Batmobile is looking rough right now, man. Michael Keaton's car at 16. He's getting the Survivor Award right now. I tell you, he's 3 laps down. Not going to do it. You can't even see the numbers on the roof. If we can get a look at that, you cannot even see the numbers on his roof. That should give you an idea of just how violently he was spinning like a top down there. Big time stuff right there. And out on the pace car, we will be going green this time. Field coming out of turn 2, down the back. Dwayne Vincent's still going to be leading this race out here, man. He has been the leader since he took the lead. Good. I don't know, about a good 20 laps ago, I would fathom a guess. Wes Weedman going to be starting at the outside line. That's his dancing partner last time. The 8 and the 6 going to take up the next row. That's John Bunn and Ron Hart. Wendell James back there starting, round your top 5, partner.
Yeah, Jesse, we also got 3 retirees from the race. Thomas Fell, Richard Hillenberg, and Brandon Hawk.
Yeah, for sure. We still have 15 guys in the lead lap. Some of those guys in different stages of trouble, but I would say we've got a good dozen cars that are still fresh, and that gives us a potential for 6 pairs if they can break away. And it's gonna be crunch time. I mean, these guys also, they seen what happened last time when this 2 and 3 car got together. They can't allow that to happen again. And if they do get together, they're gonna have to be on their game. They're gonna have to really get to pushing and working together with a partner to try to keep up. So it's going to be an interesting right here. As the pace car is about to dip in, Flagman gives a nod to the 2, starts to throw the flag in the air. 2's off and away. Great start, and the 8 is right there with him. Doesn't miss a beat, man. I tell you what, outstanding start by those 2 guys on that inside line right there.
Yeah, Jesse took the advantage. He jumped right behind that 2 car, Dwayne Vincent, that 8 of John Button, and he stole that drafting partner, man. That's what they need to do. That's the only way to separate them, is to draft with each one of them, and just don't let them get together.
Oh, for sure, man. And back behind him, so you got 2 pairs up there up front now, the 4-car line basically, and they're still trying to sort it out back there. The next pair that I see that's really hooked up is the 9 and the 15. However, they're not trucking along as good as that 21 and 11 now on the inside to get hooked up. The 21 of Adam Brown, I haven't really mentioned him tonight. He's sitting there, that's 6th position he's in right there as he's pushing the 11 of Wendell James. And those guys looking pretty good right here. Ooh, that 21, though, he gets a little bit of a side gust right there, it looks like. I tell you what, that car was jumping all over the place coming out of 4, partner.
Oh, yeah, and Jesse, want to send a shout-out to Wendell James. He says he has a lot of people watching ETV and stuff, and, we just want to thank him for the support and stuff, for liking the ETV broadcasting.
Oh, yeah, no, Wendell James, good dude, man. We've seen him on broadcast a lot, man. He's one of our regulars. Good guy, good racer. And he's got a good little partner right there behind him in the 21, Adam Brown. So look out. We're about to have 3 pairs up front. Cowboy, what you got for us, brother?
You bet. Last time around, question 4, I tell you what, I made a mistake earlier, but here it is again. 1983, Cale Yarborough won the Daytona 500. There are 59 lead changes amongst 11 drivers. I tell you what, 2011 Daytona 500 holds the record for the most amount of lead changes. How many was it? Put that link up there. That's the last one for tonight, boys. You got a shot at a $25 gift card from Viper Technologies tonight. I'll tell you what, you go over to vipersr.com, order one of those things tonight, and put ETV as a discount code in there, and they're going to give you a free shipping, Outlaw, free shipping. So I'll tell you what, that's a $300 deal. Go ahead.
Trouble on the track. 13 in trouble. Looked like No, not the 13. Goodness gracious, who was that?
That was the 21, Jesse, Adam Brown.
Yeah, man, the 13 was trucking up there in a hurry. And I was just getting ready to comment on how well he shot up there. The outside line was pulling right up there. And it looks like enough side gust there. I thought maybe there was contact, but no contact. But 21 just gets out of shape. Upsets the handling of that car there coming off of turn 2 down the back. Gets a little upset on the handling. That car jumps out to the wall and looks like he's okay. He's still got the draft. The car doesn't look like it's crapped out at all, but I tell you what, that was a good little lick right there, man. That's one of them deals where they're glad they got that inner foam inside the car because that was a good little smack.
Hey, Jess, just looking at that again, I think the 11 car stepped out on him just a little bit. That's his dancing part for up here against the wall, just looking at it again on the replay here. But I tell you what, good job hanging on to that thing, keeping it on the track.
Look at the 9. Armando Vargas shoots the gap through the middle. Talk about sucker holes. That ain't no sucker right there. That's our defending ETV champion as he moves to the outside. First car on the outside line now. You got John Bunton and Dwayne Vincent up there. They're the lead pair, but I tell you what, that was a big move by Armando Vargas in that 9 car, and he's doing it. Oh, we got trouble behind him. Trouble behind him. Looks like the 21. Oh, the 21's going to be involved in that, and the 5, the 15. Look at, oh my goodness, bad boy. If we could get a look at the 5, it's actually going to, it looks like it's going to start with him, but look at the save he makes. My goodness. Goodness gracious, bad boy. You get that on ETV Rewind, buddy.
Yeah, let's see what happens here. There's 3 wide coming into turn 3 here, Jesse. 15's in the middle here. Let's see if we can see what happens. It looks like trying to get on here, Jesse. I must have went back just a little bit too far. Looks like this before they get into turn 1 there. The 5 car is going to come up, make contact with, I believe it was the 15, Jesse.
Yeah, that's what I see too, and it kind of just looked like a miscommunication by the spotter for the 5 team there. You know, I mean, he moved up like he was wanting to jump in behind the 15, I think. I think the spotter miscalled it. He might have had a bad position on the outside of this track. Told the 5, hey, you're clear to come up. And he wasn't clear, unfortunately, for the 15 and the 21. The 5, though, again, man, I mean, he's gonna get the he's gonna have to be the guy sending out Christmas cards and saying sorry to those other teams. But I tell you what, that was an outstanding save by that 5 car, man. I tell you, because he was way out of shape, brought that thing down the track, and was able to really minimize his damage. So. Tough deal, man. He's probably upset with the spotter right now, upset with himself a little bit, but he deserves a pat on the back for at least keeping that car in order, man, because that could have been a lot worse for that team than it was. So this is going to shake things up a little bit. Dwayne Vincent, no change up front, man. That Tabasco car is hot. She's on fire. I'm telling you right now, that ain't mild. That's the spicy version. He's been up there leading this race now for a good while. We're going to be restarting this race with inside 10 to go. Dwayne Vincent will still be your leader. However, now John Bunton's going to be moved to the outside line. And look at this. Armando Vargas in the 9 car with that ballsy move all by himself comes to the top, gets some track position, and now he's the one who's going to find himself behind that 2 car, Dwayne Vincent. And it seems to me, John Bunton in the 8 car was doing really well working with the 2. And, it seems to me that right now that's the common denominator. I mean, if you can get hooked up with that 2 car, Dwayne Vincent, right now, you can get a breakaway. That's at least seems like we were a little tighter on that last run than we were before, partner. But the one thing that didn't change is nobody was passing that 2 car.
Yeah, Jesse, one of the drivers that's really surprised me ran up there, Armando Vargas. I think he's just sandbagging, man. I think he's pulling a Mark Martin, hang at the back, and man, now he's got himself up here in good position under 10 to go.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. He's definitely in striking distance, no doubt about it. As we're gonna be short time once we get to say a lot can happen, and looks like we're probably gonna have 8 or 9 laps. And I tell you, 8 or 9 laps at this track can seem like an eternity. A lot can happen, no doubt about it. But yeah, it's down to crunch time, no doubt. No doubt, it's gonna be good stuff. Cowboy, you got an update for us, brother?
You bet. Jacob Schneider doing that little crab rock down pit road. He made it into his box, but again, Bear Bond coming out, ball peen hammers. It'll be 4 shoes and a bucket of those for him too. But I'll tell you what, answers to or the winners to the questions out here. Mike Emmons winning for question number 2. He's going home with one of them $25 gift cards from Viper Technologies. Tony Bowling, smoking 21. Tony Bowling answered question number 3 correctly, got the pick, and he's going home with a $25 gift certificate from Viper Technologies as well. Outlaw.
Very cool, man. Very cool. Good job. Congratulations to all the brainiacs out there, man, getting those questions right. And big shout out and thanks to Viper Technologies, man, for all the support they're showing us and all the cool things, man, they're offering to our viewers, man. We really appreciate it. So make sure you go check them out. Viper Technologies, man. Go check out what they got going on over there. Some really, really cool sim stuff for sure. Don't miss out. Boy, pardon I tell you, man. I don't know. I don't know what to think here, man. We're gonna have, it looks like, the potential for 5 legitimate, strong pairs left of cars. We do have 14 on the lead lap. However, some of these guys back here have different varying levels of damage. So it looks to me like we're gonna have four solid pairs for sure, maybe 5 solid pairs. And and I got to think that not everybody's gonna be able to get paired up the way they want here early on. So. Man, it's going to be interesting. You think somebody can? You think a pair of these guys can break away again, or you think we're going to be pack racing since we're so close to the end? You think we're just going to stay wadded up here in the phone booth?
What I've seen earlier with 2 and 3, Jesse. I mean, if they get hooked up, they got the potential to do it, and they get out front, can get away possibly. But I think it's just going to be an all-out war, man. I think everybody's going to be stepping on the gas pedal and just going wherever they can find a hole and driving right through it.
Yeah, and speaking of 3, man, he's going to be starting 5th place on that inside line there. That's Wes Weedman. That was the guy. That was the pusher, man, that really was able to take that 2-car Dwayne Vincent to out there into the sunset. Those guys were just driving away with this thing earlier. He's going to have to try and shake that Cobalt Tools number 9 on Montevar. He's going to try to shake him off that inside line and get tucked in behind the 2. And I got to tell you, I don't think Armando's one to let that happen. I think Armando Vargas is definitely going to be looking to hook up at the 2, but I don't know. I mean, it was Armando Vargas who was really, I mean, he drove up there using the draft kind of old school style, man. I was watching him. He didn't have a partner. He was just kind of getting momentum, using the draft to suck up, getting runs, finding holes, and shooting the gap. So, if he goes to make a move like that and opens the door up for the 3 and 2 to get back together, you could be right, man. The 3 and the 2 get back together, it could be a tombstone for the field.
Yeah, I think, you credit, you talk about Dwayne Vincent, good driver, good drafter, but you got to throw some credit also to Wes Weedman. He's the pusher, and when you're the pusher, you can't see nothing, but the power is coming from you. You're the one pushing him, so don't count Wes Weedman out too. He's definitely got some plate experience.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. I know we don't have a huge field of cars left, but we do still have. This thing is still going to be harder to pick than a broken nose, no doubt about it, man. I mean, this is going to be good right here. The favorite's got to be Dwayne Vincent right now because he's just looked so strong in the second half of this race. Really, nobody else has been able to take the lead, and at a track like this, nobody else can take the lead. That's impressive, man. With a 2-car team, if this was just single file, everybody ride at the bottom like it used to be and negotiate the bumps, staying out front's not really that huge of an accomplishment. Let's be fair. But this isn't like that. I mean, you got the 2-car tandem, you got a top line that works. For a guy to be able to hang out there and hold this lead in a track like this, man, that says a lot. It really, really does. But you're right, partner. The pusher, man, it's not easy to be that guy. It's not easy to be that second guy either. I mean, the guy up front's got to be smooth, but you're absolutely right. The guy in second, man, he's got to dig with a blindfold on. You know what I mean? He's out there like Stevie Wonder, just kind of trying not to do the sway. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. I'm not really sure what to think. I can tell you one thing for sure. I'm really pumped up to see how this is going to play out. Real quick, up front, Dwayne Vincent leading the way. John Bunton outside second, or in the front row there. Armando Vargas and Wendell James going to take up row 2. Wes Weedman, Scott Donahoe going to take up row 3. Ron Hart, Larry Scott Jr., row 4. Row 5, Ranch top 10. Jeff Ducard on the inside. Kevin Walter to the outside. Kevin Walter, a guy in that 18 car I don't know that we've mentioned him all night long. Looks to have a clean car. So here's another one, man. We'll have to keep our eye out on him, see what he's got for the end of this thing, too. Because if you got it now, this is when you show it. It's time to go get it. It's business time.
Also, Jesse, John Bunton lost a race earlier in the season at Dover. I'm pretty sure he's probably hungry for this one. He's looked really good. He's sitting in second right now, 8 to go.
Yeah, no doubt. He was, I believe it was him who was second place to Brandon Bowie just 2 weeks ago at Dover. As the green flag is out. Great start. The 8 looked like he beat the 2. The 8 might have beat the 2 to the line right there. I'm not sure if he's going to get the flag or not. We're going to have to keep our eye on that. But he does take the lead away from the 2 right now. And the 9 and 2 get hooked up behind him. Tell you what, man, that was, oh, the 9 all over the 2. The 2 getting a little case of the wobbles right here. Gathers it up. The 3 just kind of hanging back right now. And now here goes the 2 looking to make the move on the 8, but nothing there yet. Who's going to make the move to the top first? It looks to be the 6. The 6 is making the move first. That's Ron Hart on the top. He's got no help, but here comes the 10. The 10 of Larry Scott Jr. going to hook up with the 6 car right now, and there's your front players on the top side. Now the 3 kind of looking like he's not sure where to go. I don't know if the 2 and the 3, you know, as well as they were together, they may be communicating. They may be on TeamSpeak. They may be able to communicate with each other. If that's the case, I wouldn't be surprised to see the 3 and 2 jump up to the top side together. However, it's going to have to come soon because I really feel like that 6 and 10 car are going to take that top side away before too terribly long.
Yeah, Jesse, they're dropping behind Wes Weedman right now. If I was Wes, I would probably try to get up there to Armando. We've seen how two cars hooked up earlier. I'm sure Dwayne Vincent can probably push a car out there too. So it's go time right now for the ones behind the 2 and the 8.
Absolutely. As they blaze by the wounded Batmobile down there on the inside of the track, I'm looking at Armando Vargas and I'm going, okay, this guy right here, he's got no partner. He's sitting between the pair leading the race and the pair back there in 4th and 5th, but I like where he's at. The moment that the 2 car has to break away a little bit, you're going to see him really close up, and here it is. The 9 car pulls right to the rear deck of that 2 car. If they pull a swaparoo, that 9 car might be able to just take this lead all by himself. And as we get down to the end of this thing, keep in mind, with 6 to go from this point on, in 2 laps, if a caution should come out, this thing will be official. So, I mean, we have 5 laps to go this next time by the stripe. However, you got to start treating this like 2 to go right now, just in case.
Yeah, Jesse, track position now. I mean, you know, you got to get the good draft. You got to start now. Caution comes out, 2 or so laps, it's over. So you got to step on the gas pedal now.
5 to go, and is John Bunton going to be leading this time at the stripe right here? He's got Dwayne Vincent right behind him. Look at Armando Vargas now pushing the 2. Was the 2 going to go ahead and take that momentum and move to the outside? Oh, we got cars headed off the track. 6 coming back up. Oh my goodness, the 6 coming back up the track hammers that outside wall. I do believe we're staying green. No caution on the track. We stay green, I believe. Yeah, guys, I don't think we got a caution. But major damage for the 6. And Callaway was saying the 10 as well. Yeah, the 10 of Larry Scott Jr. was the other one involved heavily. Let's stay with the leaders, though. Let's stay with our leaders for right now. We are green. We're going to be coming to lap 57 this time by. And if a caution does come out, it's going to be over. You got the 8 up front lead. He's got the 2 working with him. But here comes the 9 of Armando Vargas to the outside. And guess who it is pushing? Wes Weedman, man. The mega pushes to. This guy pushes like the tough man competition guys throw around Volkswagen Beetles and pulling buses with their teeth. This guy pushes tough, man. I'm telling you right now. He pushes Armando Vargas straight to that lead position, guys. And now it looks to the inside of him, though. Looks like now the 3 looking for the lead, but nothing there yet. Armando Vargas got a little bit of a gap. Look at the 3 kind of hanging back. Like he's going to try and make something happen right here. It looks like it's going to come down to these 4 most likely. I don't want to count out Jeff Ducart, but he doesn't have anybody to work with him right now. And as fast as these boys are moving up front, it's going to be tough for that 5 car to get back up there. So it looks like this race is going to come down to John Bunton, Armando Vargas, Dwayne Vincent, and Wes Weedman as we hit 3 to go this time by, guys.
Yeah, Jesse, it's all about right now who wants to be friends with who, and which pair of friends is going to get the best run. Probably on the high side, I would say. If these John Bunton and Dwayne Vincent, they want to hook up on the high side. That's how the Armando and Wes got by them, so I'd be planning to do the same.
Yeah, that's been the MO all night. We've seen that. The guys on the top side have been the guys who've been able to make that work. But I tell you, man, that 3 car, he is just hooked up right now, that 9 car. He is shoving Armando Vargas, doing an awesome job right here as they come out of turn 4 again. It's going to be 2 to go this time by. Little case of the wobbles for the 3 car. 8 and the 2 hanging back, and, you know, I like where they're at. You know, look at the 8 kind of dropping back to the 2. Okay, now hook up. Here we go. They're in that position there where they got a little bit of a gap, so they're going to get that real good pull, drafting back up on the 3 car, plus they're connected. Just 2 laps to go. You got to time this right. You can get the run and make the pass, but you got to make sure that you can stay connected after you make the pass, or it's all going to be for naught. This is going to be interesting as they come down the backstretch this time. Oh my gosh, partner, they're looking good, man. It's looking like we're going to... Oh, the 3 moves up. The 3 moves up in front of the 8. Leaves the 9 on the bottom by himself. How's this going to work out? Who's going to move to the bottom now? The 3 cars on the outside lined up right here. Armando Vargas all by himself. Getting shuffled out. Looks like they're picking on the old defending ETV champion right there, as these 3 cars are totally nose to tail, 3 deep right here, and Armando Vargas is going, hey, throw me a rope, guys. White flag's out, and it's Wes Weedman in the lead, guys.
Yeah, just those 3 up there, they probably said, throw me an ETV Live t-shirt.
No doubt. I tell you what, now the 2 starting to drop off a little bit right here. Here we come down the backstretch for the final time. Nothing going to happen on the backstretch. It's going to be in 3 and 4. What's the 8 going to do? Here comes the 9 of Armando Vargas with a big pull. He's going to be looking for somewhere to go, but he's going to need someone to move out. The chances for Armando Vargas to win this race are going to be very difficult. But I tell you what, I like where the 2's at. If he can get a good push from the 9, man, the 2's got a shot. Out of 4, here we come. The 8 looks like he's content. The 8 looks to be content for second place. Gonna win this race, man. What an outstanding deal. John Button gonna come in second. Dwayne Vincent gonna kind of come home third after leading a ton of laps. Armando Vargas with another solid top 5 finish on ATV comes in 4th. Scott Donahue in that 13 car gonna go ahead and bring it home, round out top 5, man. Good stuff right there. I thought, you know, I really thought they were going to get it going pairs for pair. I didn't see that coming. They really shuffled Armando Vargas out of there, didn't they, partner?
Yeah, man, you got to give Wes Weedman credit. He won the race. You know, he went up there. You know, he kind of mixed it up. You know, he messed the pair race at the end up, man. But he done what he had to do. He seen that run, and he did not want them to pass him on the high side because it'd have been too hard to get around. So that was a very, very smart move.
Absolutely. No, it was brilliant because you're absolutely right. I mean, he's sitting second place right there to Armando Vargas anyways, and he knows that they can't do a swap. I mean, he knows the best he can do is second place. So when he's seen that momentum coming on the top, he pulled up, and it took balls to do that, man. I mean, because those guys were closing up real fast, and he had to have faith. He had to have faith that, A, they weren't going to wreck him when they made contact, and B, they weren't going to go, okay, and just swap to the inside or pull a little higher and just jet by him on the outside and pass them both. So, yeah, I mean, he played that real smart, and it worked out for him. What an outstanding move right there, man. Wes Weedman is the man tonight. Cowboy, dude, how about this race, buddy? You got an update for us, man?
Absolutely. I tell you what, I always enjoy sitting up here in the booth looking down and watching all the action happening down there. But Outlaw, we got one more winner here tonight. Beverly Sargent answered question number 4 correctly, and was the random pick tonight for the trivia question. So congratulations, $25 gift card from Viper Technologies. And I tell you what, Outlaw, one little plug here I want to put in. If you ain't seen it yet, you aren't going to want to miss this. Saturday night, Daytona 500, the HD Radio Network Daytona 500. Action starts on Nuff Radio at 5 p.m., goes till 7, then it moves to the booth up here in ETV Live booth at 7 p.m., 1 hour pre-race show. I think it'll knock your socks off. And, of course, green flag at 8 o'clock. 200 laps, Outlaw. I'll tell you what, you don't want to miss that action on Saturday night. Giving away 2 of those Viper 600 SR chairs. Jason and Greg Smith from Viper Technologies will be along for the ride with us tonight. But, you know, Outlaw, one more time, I'll tell you what, I'll ride saddle with you anytime and head them up and move them out. And I'll tell you what, I enjoy being your saddle partner anytime, anywhere, any day.
Right on, buddy. Yeah, no, always love having you, man. definitely. Very cool stuff, man, Saturday night. I know I'm going to be checking out the fights, the UFC fights from Japan Saturday night, but I'm going to be running back and forth between my computer and my TV. We're trying to watch both the racing Saturday night and the fights. So, yeah, definitely tune in for that, man. It should be very cool. Big shout-out to HD Radio, man, and Viper Technologies for sure. Love the support, man. Great people, great outfits right there. Go check them out, no doubt about it. All right, so let's go ahead and run you through the rest of this top 10 right here. Jeff Ducar going to come in 6th place. Kevin Walter going to come home 7th. Wendell James 8th place. William Dick going to come home 9th. And Bob Grooms in S17 are going to round your top 10. Once again, your winner for tonight, Wes Weedman, man, outstanding. Definitely he's going to get, I believe, in my opinion, the Pusher Award and the great move of the race award, man. It's got to suck for Armando Vargas, but he can't help but give a tip of the hat to Wes Weedman, man. What a move right there. So there's your winner for tonight, no doubt. And I do believe we've had a different winner every week so far. All season long right here in the B-Car Thunder Series. Again, it's something that's been real common here. It just goes to show you the diversity here in Iverson. There's so many members and so many different people can win races, man. Very, very cool. But Wes Weedman's your guy tonight. From a partner, Mr. Excitement, AJ Brown up here in the booth with me, man. The Cowboy JD Webb down there on pit road doing the damn thing, doing up the trivia, man, pit reporting. For the legendary one, the bad boy John Wesley, the guy that they all want to be. Just remember, if you got buttons for eyes, you're a Muppet. There's only one bad boy, and he's right here on ATV. Thanks for tuning in. I'm the Outlaw Jesse James. We'll see you right here next time.